Hi, everybody. Jeremy Long here with Mike Price, TFC Prime. And, Mike, we're not in a studio, a radio studio, as we normally are.
No, we're not. I got to hand it to you. You've done a great job redecorating your office, and it's HGT worthy.
Yeah.
You should get some type of awards.
Yeah, I should. July 4th coming up, so a lot of people are doing a lot of things. We're out of the studio at the moment, so we're just going to make do because there's a lot of stuff happening in the sports world. We need to chat about it. We need to talk about it. And who better than the guy right here, Mike Price, to sit down with me and talk about it. Let's start with the NBA. Decision 3.0 is upon us. Hold on to your butts, as Samuel L. Jackson would say. LeBron opts out of a $35 million contract. He will be a free agent. And first off, your thoughts, Mike, on him opting out and what it means to the teams involved. Currently, the Lakers, 76ers, the Cavs can still re-sign him. Outside shot, maybe the Celtics are kind of talking things. Long shot, the Rockets, they needed him to opt in for a sign and trade. But your thoughts initially?
Well, first of all, the fact that a man opted out of getting $35.6 million, I was amazed, I guess one word to be saying. And, to kind of look at it right now, I think about it to a sense that, he's probably doing what's best for he in his situation. But, man, opting out of $35.6 million, dude, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. Speaking of a lot of money, the most you can get from the Cavs, if he re-signs 5 years, $207 million, not chump change. The most he can get anywhere else, 4 years, $152. So that's a difference of about $55 million right there. So it's really going to come down to what is LeBron playing for with this last huge contract he's going to get. Is it his legacy or is it the money?
Well, you look at that, and it's a good point. Damn, he's always going to be chasing that legacy, bro. That Michael Jordan, he's not won the 6 championships in a row, although he's been to 8 finals. We don't see that's something that's a great accomplishment. But I think at this point, he still wants a ring, because he knows that he can get any team into the playoffs, and with the right pieces, he can take it to the next level. He took LeBron James and then other people. I can't name who's the third best player on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Khloe Kardashian. Probably.
Yeah. Well, she's definitely probably the second richest. That's just wrong, bro. That's just wrong. The talentless Kardashians. But hey, we're not gonna go in on that right now.
Yeah.
But I think the Lakers have their best shot because they have the money to pick up other assets. And when we talk about the assets, I know we're going to go a little deeper in that as far as Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. But they have some other pieces, and then with the young cats that they got there, I mean, LeBron James with some the guys. I think that the Brandon Ingrams. God, I can't think of the kid from name. Kyle Kuzma. You're throwing a couple of veterans around him who want to go to championships, and have the opportunity to beat them. My biggest concern is if he moves from the East to the West, that means that he has to knock Golden State out, depending on where they fall, either earlier or later. It's not going to the championship. That could be the Western Conference championship. But it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Everyone's saying that he'll probably make the decision on Monday. I like the fact that you call it 3.0, and I think I'm desensitized to the situation with him right now.
Right. It does kind of leave a lot to the imagination for play. I know fans are probably tired. They just want to know what's going to happen. But, when you are the guy in the NBA, things like this, whenever you have these huge decisions that could literally shift the power of the NBA landscape, you get all the attention, you get everything else. Kawhi Leonard. Okay, if the Lakers pick up Kawhi Leonard and maybe they negotiate even for Paul George, they have the cap room to certainly do that if they move a few pieces around. Is that still – so you put LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George surrounding them with like Julius Randle and the guys you were talking about. Is that enough? Can they beat the Warriors, who are just playing lights out right now?
It was LeBron James, Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, who somehow, I don't know if it was his cannabis medication, didn't know that the ball was, you need to go back in how many seconds left in the game. So I pose that to you again. with the right people, I think he can make it, man. You keep wanting me to say something. It's LeBron James. You know what time it is.
Yeah, I like it, but LeBron literally, for the championship they did win against the Warriors,
Right.
he had to have one of the most legendary playoff runs that we've ever witnessed, ever.
Right.
And he powered them to it, and there's
Right.
no denying that championship. But, the Warriors have taken 3 out of the last 4. They're in no position. They're not going to slow down. Kevin Durant is not leaving that team. I don't care what people are saying. He's not leaving that team because he still only has one. He wants multiple championships to hang his hat on. So, is that going to be enough? I don't think it is. I think even if he goes to the Lakers, Kawhi Leonard over there, who may or may not have a very serious quad injury, who the hell knows with
Right.
this guy? Even Paul George, who played the best ball of his career, arguably last season, 21 points a game, things like that. Is that enough? I don't really think it is.
Well, I'm going to disagree. You look what happened with the Golden State Warriors. He has a bunch of now. I'm not going to say they were also Rands, but Sean Livingston. Were we talking about Sean Livingston before?
We did.
4 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, Bubblegum Head.
Yeah,
What's
Bubblegum
my man,
Head.
David West. Were we talking about Bubblegum Head? He was on his last leg. He came back. I think he's playing for chump change in my pocket and a couple tin cans. What's the little guy with the little braid in the back of his head? Mr. Shaqtin' the Fool himself. Well, yeah, he was known for Shaqtin' the Fool. And all of a sudden, you put around a couple pieces like KD and Steph Curry. It's instilling confidence. I think the same thing happens with the LA Lakers. You put LeBron out there. Everyone out, obviously, they react to the pressures of moving on to championships a little bit different. But that's where you get the guys like Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Because all LeBron needs is someone just to go in and play a quarter and a half where he doesn't have to score every damn minute, man. I mean, that has to get old. I know he wants to smack people sometime. Like, dog, can you just hit a basket? Just one.
I honestly, I think, okay, so we're talking about Paul George. Paul George opts out of his contract, which would have paid him $20 million out of, Oklahoma City. He's looking at the Lakers, but he's very strongly. He liked teaming up with Russell Westbrook. Westbrook and their owner, Sam Presti, and all these people did the hard sell to get him back. So he's out there deciding what he wants to do. Is Paul George that much different? Honestly, is he that much different than, say, a Kevin Love, who scores in spurts, but has often disappeared in playoff games? That's what we kept saying in the finals. If Kevin Love or these guys would step up and create some moments, hell, get a defensive stop, maybe there was a chance there. But I don't see that much difference between a Kevin Love and a Paul George.
And see, what you do, now you're going to make me be GM and coach. So we have that situation where Kevin Love, he's good. He's good, man. I'm not taking anything from K Love. But as far as the points are going, what Paul George brings to the table, he's bringing one-on-one ball. He can dribble and score, taking someone. He can take a 2, he can take a 3, hell, he can take a 4, dribbling off the ball. Whereas Kevin Love, he's just not a pick up the ball, shoot type of guy. He's
right.
a catch and shoot. He's a back down and shoot. And so that's good, but I think you could find another big man somewhere who could probably get you 9 points the way Kevin Love gets you 9 points. It may get you 5 rebounds. Where that 7 rebounds that Paul George is going to get you. It's just about the creation in the game, man. And just like Kyrie, I mean, he was a difference maker, obviously, because you had Love and Kyrie there. But Kyrie was able to get his own shot off. Kevin Love, not so much all the time. Maybe fat Kevin Love, but not skinny Kevin Love.
Fat Kevin Love could do a lot. He was what you were saying about Kyrie. He was a shot creator. He could play off the dribble and do things like that. Skinny Kevin Love, not the same kind of player. He, like you said, he's kind of more of a catch and release kind of guy. Back you down to the basket slowly. Fat Kevin Love just drove it to the hole.
So that's Fat Kevin Love.
Philly and Houston in the running. There you go, not the circus. The NBA circus. Philly and Houston also in the running for his services, I should say, meaning Paul George. Pacers forward Thaddeus Young exercises his option. He will return to the Pacers. For, what is that, $13 million. He exercises his option. Had a great season for the Pacers, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Doesn't seem like a lot, but for that young team, Thaddeus Young is only 30 years old. So for him, it's a good thing. I don't think the market was there for his services, but he's a good leader on that Pacers team, can help these guys continue to grow.
You know what that's called? Staying in your lane. Thaddeus Young was like, yo, no, I'm not going to disrupt no flow. How much you offering me? Where's the contract? Can I sign it today? Yeah, I know I don't need any family members here. They don't know how much money I have. I just need to sign it right now.
I just signed it for my Instagram.
Oh my God, yeah. He said, yeah, it was the PDF. He signed the PDF version of it.
Yeah, it was an e-signature.
Yeah,
wasn't even a real one. I'll
was.
sign it on my phone right now.
He was sitting on the toilet when he signed it when it came over. So
there you go.
Hey, you know, and that's a good look for him. We know that the Pacers took the Cavaliers all the way to 7 games. At some point, people thought they had them on the verge of knocking them out, which was probably one of the more dramatic moments of the NBA playoffs last season. But, you know, big up to Thaddeus Young. I like the fact you called him young. You know, back in the day, 30, he was getting out the league. But something out there in the water, you know, is making a lot of things different. We're only going to the way basketball players have changed.
With that flaxseed oil.
Yeah. You know, so I like it. I like it a lot. You know,
cannabis oil, they're legalizing in Big 3.
Oil.
Big 3 announces that they are the first professional sports team or sports league that allows cannabis oil to treat your aches and pains. So there you go. Ice Cube.
It's coming. Well, you know, it's Ice Cube.
I like it, man. I like it. So that's just a little tidbit.